They keep telling you investing is all about numbers, charts, and chasing the next big return. But that's a lie wrapped in a suit. Investors miss what's really changing the game. While they pore over spreadsheets, scanning for predictable profits, the new breed of ventures is rewriting the rules completely, quietly, boldly, and beyond the usual headlines. There's a fire burning out there, but if you're just looking for safe bets, you'll never catch its light. This fire isn't about quick wins or easy exits. It's about reshaping whole systems, real impact, and awakening truths that the old guard refuses to see. So what are investors missing? They're missing the why behind the hustle, the pulse behind the product, the soul behind the balance sheet. Imagine you're staring at a pitch deck that looks perfect on paper, but feels hollow in your gut. Maybe the founders don't have the usual pedigrees or shiny track records. Maybe their ideas sound too wild, too radical, too social for the cold, hard world of investments. That discomfort you feel? That's exactly what should grab your attention. The problem is, most investors are trained to chase certainty, to avoid risk, to stick to what's known. But the ventures that can change everything, that can unblock the world's strangest bottlenecks, don't come with guarantees. They come with guts, with grit, with a willingness to burn everything down and build anew from the ashes. You're not missing companies, you're missing movements. Ventures fueled not by greed, but by a burning mission. Not just to create wealth, but to create meaning. To flip the script on what success looks like. See, social enterprises, these new ventures, they don't fit neatly into spreadsheets or standard valuation models. They measure success in lives touched, communities transformed, systems shifted, and that scares the old money. Because these enterprises are changing the game in ways that can't be quantified overnight, but they can last far beyond the hype cycle. Here's the harsh truth investors don't want to admit. If you want to find the ventures that will truly define the future, you have to stop looking for the safe bet. Safe is a trap. Safe is a prison disguised as comfort. The world's biggest challenges aren't solved by playing it small, by repeating what works, or by copying yesterday's formulas. They need rebels, misfits, those uncomfortable enough to ask not just how to make money, but why money should even matter. The new breed of ventures are led by those who see beyond profits. They see purpose. And purpose-driven ventures don't just make a difference. They demand different ways of investing. You know that nagging feeling inside? That itch that makes you restless? That's your signal that something's not right with the old system. It's not just about finding returns anymore. It's about finding meaning in your returns. You long to back ventures that don't just grow a bottom line, but grow humanity, dignity, resilience. What if investing became a tool for transformation, not extraction? What if your capital became a spark that lit fires in places that conservatives overlook, in ideas that challenge the status quo, in founders who refuse to settle? Here's a power move few speak out loud. The scarcity isn't in ideas or talent. The scarcity is in connection. The powerful, honest, no BS connections between the founders, investors, and leaders who share that burning refusal to settle for average. The new breed of ventures cries out for partners who see beyond profit margins to the roots of real change. The ones who want to break the molds, challenge the norms, disrupt the equilibrium, not just for a quick buck, but for a new world. And the real challenge? Investors often isolate themselves in echo chambers filled with comfortable noise and pre-approved pitches. They miss the pulse of those who are ready to burn their old identities and build something raw and new. Innovation isn't a checklist. It's messy, emotional, urgent. It's about people. People who refuse to be boxed, who reject ordinary, who ignite movements because they can't live with anything less than true impact. These founders don't ask your permission. They explode the playbook, and if you don't follow, you'll be left holding yesterday's ashes. To align with this new world, investors have to be ruthless. Ruthless with their own assumptions, their own fears, and their own shortcuts. Dare to question the myths of scale at all cost. Exit is success. Risk avoidance is smart. These are relics built for a past that is crumbling. Instead, embrace ventures that are building not just for growth, but for durability, authenticity, and societal healing. Look for those who measure progress not just in dollars, but in dignity restored, communities rebuilt, and systems made fairer. Being part of this new wave means being selective. It's not about amassing countless small bets, it's about finding the right bets. Founders who burn with a purpose so intense it consumes them. Ventures so deeply rooted in solving real problems, their success rewrites rules and invites others to be better. Investors who understand that patience is the highest form of devotion. This isn't a sprint to a shiny exit, it's a marathon to a new era. For too long, our systems crushed extraordinary people. It asked them to bend, suppress their spark, and conform. But the new breed of ventures cannot be caged. They don't want to fit old models because they know, deep inside, how broken those models are. They aren't waiting for permission. They are building a network, a web where misaligned brilliance meets aligned power, where differences create strength, not division. Investors who tap into this network aren't just funding companies, they're co-creating futures. This moment calls for a different kind of investment mindset, one that sees beyond quarterly reports into the hearts of founders who dare to say, "We won't settle, we won't accept the world as it is." That mindset knows freedom isn't about safe pockets, but about unleashing the rare, the radical, the real. The ones who will bend rules rather than bow to them. Who will build, break, and build again until something new and vital takes shape. So ask yourself, are you going to keep chasing the illusion of certainty? Or are you ready to feel the fierce tension inside that says, "This is why we were put here"? To find the ventures that don't want to be just another company. To invest in those who want to change everything because they see what others miss. Those who refuse comfort and choose fire instead. Because the truth is, the future won't be made by comfort zones or conformity. It will be made by the brave few who reject both. The new breed of ventures is waiting, not for the cautious, not for the compliant, but for those who dare to look deeper, listen harder, and act differently. Investors who can shatter their old assumptions become not just backers, but co-creators of a future where impact and profit are no longer enemies, but allies. There's no easy path here. That's the point. Freedom never comes in the form of comfort. It comes raw, demanding everything, and offering true power in return. To seize this opportunity is to become part of something bigger, something unstoppable. To not just invest in companies, but to invest in a radical shift of what it means to create, to lead, to build. So if that quiet tension inside has been gnawing at you, it's time to listen. The old game is over. The new wave is rising. And those who dare to align with it won't just watch history, they'll make it.